Championship weekend, and we have our gambling guru, Joe Fortenbaugh, here with us live from Las Vegas. Joe, here's what I need to know. Did you see the tease when I had the money gun getting ready for you? Did you see it? No?
Molly, I'm skipping through all that. I want to apologize on behalf of Eagles fans everywhere for what we did to your Giants last weekend. If only someone had come on this show to give you a warning about that. We're sorry what we had to do.
Sorry, couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
I did.
Couldn't hear you. I missed that. My IFB must have went out. I apologize. Sorry. Hey, great win. Listen, we were outclassed. It was bad. It was bad. I have nothing to say. It was horrible. I shut it off at halftime. All right? That's all I got to say. Big win for Philadelphia. Cool story.
Yes.
Let's move on. Philadelphia, 2.5-point home favorites against San Francisco in the NFC Championship game. What do you like here, Joe?
It's a good number, but I will lay the 2.5 with Philadelphia. Brock Purdy's been great, but we've only seen him on the road twice. Seattle and Las Vegas. Those two teams do not rank in the top 20 in defense. Philadelphia does. They're 6th in DVOA, according to Football Outsiders, and they're number 1 against the pass. That is going to be a problem for Purdy in this matchup. Keep in mind, San Francisco's bye week was week 9. This is their 12th consecutive week playing a game. Philly had the bye 2 weeks ago. Philly has an extra day of rest coming into this game. I think the Eagles handle their business here with a raucous Lincoln Financial Field, and they cover the 2.5.
I think it'll be tight until the end, but I'd ultimately think that it lends itself towards Philadelphia covering the 2.5. I think you are right on this pick. I have to give you credit where credit is due. Your points are on point. Way to go. Way to go, Joe Fortenbaugh. Way to go.
I feel like I'm getting baited.
All right.
You got it. Go ahead, Molly.
What's your favorite prop bet for the NFC Championship game?
All right, quarterback Brock Purdy. We just talked about him and how he's going to struggle in the passing game. I like him to run for over 9.5 yards. It's the playoffs. Everyone's putting their body on the line. Purdy's had 2 playoff games. He's had at least 8 rushing yards in both those games. Philadelphia has not been defending running quarterbacks. They've given up the 4th most rushing yards to opposing quarterbacks this season. So Purdy drops back. There's lots of crowd noise. He looks around. He's facing the top passing defense in the NFL. Tuck and run, young man. Tuck and run. I think he goes over 9.5 rushing yards.
I mean, 9.5 rushing yards. I mean, he might do it on 9 runs. So, I mean, I guess you're right. I mean, if he's going to get over 9.5 rushing yards, I mean, he'll be running for his life most of the game as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what a challenge is that. Of course, I'm going to go with him rushing for over 9.5 yards because I think that he'll spend a lot of time running for his life. Sure, I'll go with that.
All right, to the AFC Championship game, guys. Cincinnati is giving 1 point on the road at Kansas City. What's the play?
I like Cincinnati to win the game. One of 2 things is going to happen here. Either Patrick Mahomes is hurt, and that's going to be great for Cincinnati because Mahomes' feet and his mobility, very important to what he does. There's a reason Kansas City's so solid on 3rd down. He can elude the rush. He can buy extra time for his receivers down the field, and then he can throw those darts. It's going to be tough to plant on that leg. It's going to be tough to run on that leg. And Cincinnati, we've seen how they've played throughout the course of the playoffs. Now, let's look at the other option here. Maybe Patrick Mahomes is healthy. In that case, he's already lost 3 in a row to Cincinnati. Even a healthy Mahomes is still a winnable situation for us and the Bengals here. In that game against Jacksonville, he did not look good in the second half. He ran for close to 400 yards this year. You take away his mobility, you limit this offense. I like the Bengals to win the game outright.
Stephen A., what do you like?
Wow. Joe Fortenbaugh, 3 for 3 this week. I got to roll with him on this one. I think that, you know what, Burrow's had Mahomes' number. He's not 100%. Tyreek Hill is not there. Is calling for Juju Smith-Schuster and the Noah Grays of the world and others to step up and to be something we don't know they're capable of being as of yet. I'm not throwing any shade on them. I'm just saying this is the AFC Championship game. And the reliable weapons that the Kansas City Chiefs are accustomed to having, they're one short in a very lethal and big-time manner. I'm going to have to go with what Joe Fortenbaugh just outlined about Joe Burrow and the crew. I'm going to take the +1.
Yeah. And I think, you know what, this calls for celebration. And this just feels right on so many levels. Someone's a New York Times bestseller today. Shoot, I ran out. Sell more books. Oh, that felt good. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I just wanted to do that. Thanks, guys. Joe, good stuff, right? That's what you do in Vegas. You make money. We're trying to make people money. Up next, Jalen Hurts has led the Eagles soaring to the best offense this.
Yeah.
You don't like the dancer, man?
That's fine. I mean, whatever you want. I mean, I'm good.
No, I gotta give you.
I've been called worse.
Nickname.
I just don't think it's. I don't think it's that
That's
great.
not acceptable.
I think you know what it is, Key. I think you could do better.
I could do better.
That's what it is.
What do you want me to call you? What you want me to call you, Danny Boy?
Yeah.
Danny Boy. That sounds like a good name. What's up,
He gets
Danny
even
Boy?
more condescending. That's how
Danny
it works.
Boy?
You can do better. I'll get way more condescending.
Danny
Graz
Boy's
is a
not
good
condescending.
nickname.
Graz
People
is
like
good.
Danny
wish
Boy.
I had a name as good, last name like Graziano. It just sounds good.
Danny Boy is like
Because you're a
Danny
boxing
Boy.
guy. That's why you like
Danny,
that name.
Yeah.
You know what Danny Boy is? Danny Boy, and Max can speak to this. Danny Boy is like the white dude in the hood that hangs around all the brothers, and it's Danny Boy. Danny Boy coming to play hoops with us. I know Dan's uncomfortable right now.
I cannot play basketball.
Yeah, like white boy. Think about it. White boy Rick,
try-hard.
white boy Dan. Come on, man, stop.
I'm a try-hard basketball guy. That's it. That's just what I got.
So, but
Hustle
you
face.
do pay attention to hustle face.
I'm not.
But
I'm not sneaking up on anybody.
you do pay attention to football.
Yeah,
And
sometimes. Yeah.
we are entering now the conference championship round.
We are?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are. What are you
Kidding
paying
me.
most attention to in Niners Eagles?
Niners, Eagles. Well, Hurts, I think, is still the focal point because he is playing injured. There's no question about it. They're able to, and they've answered every single question about how they're going to get around that and how they're going to handle it. Like last week, obviously, they looked fantastic. Tougher test. No offense to the Giants fans out there. They had a great year. Tougher test this week, obviously, for Hurts and the Eagles. So, do they have to ask more of him? And if so, does that affect their chances, right? Because they got up. If they can get up early, if they can hit some deep shots early against the Niners defense, which is a little susceptible to that, and then all of a sudden the Eagles can start running the ball, then I think they're in real good shape. So I'd like to see, what Hurts can do, how long he can hold up in this game, and whether he is asked to hold up a little longer than he was last week.
Now, you mentioned, Dan, that if they can get up early, the Eagles have a high-flying attack, right? They score fast,
Yeah.
and they get up on teams. Now, on the other side, the other quarterback, okay, we haven't seen Brock Purdy come from behind in double-digit fashion. 2 score, yes. 9, yes. But we haven't seen 10, 12, 13,
Right.
14, and so on, him be able to do that. What's your expectations for him? If, in fact, the Eagles get out to a 17-3 lead or 14-0 lead or something along those lines.
I think that's the 49ers' nightmare scenario because you have a defense on the other side that's piled up, 70 sacks, right? So if you're in a position in the game where the Eagles know you have to throw, then they have you where they want you. And then if you're Brock Purdy, look, again, another guy who's answered every question so far. And if he can get into that situation and deliver, then it's just one more feather in his cap in terms of he's the starter going forward